On 23 November 2020, CBS headlined Biden to appoint Jake Sullivan as National Security Advisor and also reported that Antony Blinken would be the Secretary of State. Sullivan and Blinken were friends of Nuland, and all of them had long records as neoconservatives. But nonetheless, the subsequent appointment of Nuland to be number 2 at state was a shocker because Nuland was a neocon even amongst neocons. In fact, she had been Dick Cheney's national security advisor when George W. Bush was president. She has been a constant, probably planning all of the 21st century U.S. invasions and coups. No one is more bloodthirsty than she. America's meta strategy, at least since 2006, has been to win WW3 against Russia, whereas Russia has always remained with what had been the meta strategy on both sides of having nuclear weapons only in order to be able to deliver an annihilating retaliatory response if the opposite side blitz attacks it with nuclear weapons. That previous, in the United States, but still current in Russia, meta strategy is called mutually assured destruction, or M.A.D. for short. As I had headlined and documented on 3 May 2017, America's top scientists confirm U.S. goal now is to conquer Russia. That article quoted America's top experts on nuclear war as saying that America's boosting the overall killing power of existing U.S. ballistic missile forces by a factor of roughly 3 creates exactly what one would expect to see if a nuclear-armed state were planning to have the capacity to fight and win a nuclear war by disarming enemies with a surprise first strike. This would nearly be sufficient superiority of U.S. forces to fulfill the plan which had been first described publicly in America's 2 most prestigious international relations journals as being a suitable replacement for M.A.D, nuclear primacy. That's the goal for America, to blitz-nuclear attack Russia so quickly that Russia won't have enough time to launch a retaliatory response. America's establishment wants it to happen. They are even buying luxurious deep underground nuclear bomb-proof shelters so that they will be among the few survivors from it. Putin is now taking the situation to be so dangerous for Russia so that he has publicly established red lines in U.S. policies, which, if crossed by the United States or its allies, might be responded to by Russia's being the first to strike, the start of WW3, even though that would destroy the entire world, including Russia itself. Though he takes a great risk with these red lines, he seems to believe that by establishing them, there is less of a risk to Russians than if he continues to pretend that M.A.D remains as being American policy. He is, in effect, forcing Joe Biden to choose now between nuclear primacy versus M.A.D. Putin is now publicly warning the U.S. government and America's allies what could possibly be responded to by Russia's blitz attacking them. That's what this new Russian policy is all about, pre-announced red lines. The biggest hotspot, where a world-destroying nuclear war is the likeliest to be sparked, is in Ukraine, after Barack Obama's February 2014 coup in Ukraine, on Russia's border, which coup illegally and violently overthrew Ukraine's democratically elected president and replaced him by a racist-fascist, or Nazi, anti-Russian regime that promptly began an ethnic cleansing operation in its far south and far east in order to eliminate voters who had, in the far east, the Donbass region, voted 90% plus for him, and, in the far south, including Crimea, voted 75% plus for him. Only by eliminating those people could the Obama-imposed regime remain in power after an election. Obama had started planning this operation in 2011, and by the time of June 2013 a part of this plan was for America to replace Russia's largest naval base, which was, and remains, in Crimea, by establishing yet another U.S. naval base there.